Hi, my name is Kennedy Mitchell. I'm 17 years old and I'm a senior at Holly Springs High School. I play the violin and I've been playing for about 9 years now. And what I like about music is that it's really just an outlet for one's feelings, emotions, or even telling a story. And therefore, it's unique to the individual. And I also really enjoy playing with others. And even aside from violin, the music is just limitless. Music is everywhere, and therefore there's something for everyone to enjoy. We're not confined to one genre or one style of music. It's
My name is CT. I play the violin. I have been playing the violin for 4 years. I like playing the violin because it is comforting. I play soccer, I play softball, and I run track.
Hi, my name is Sterling Elliott. I go to Roosevelt High School and I play the viola. I also play football and I wrestle. The reason I love music so much is it helps me center myself and helps me express myself in ways that I'm usually not used to. It helps me take what's inside and share it with the world.
My name is Lexi. I'm 13 years old and I've been playing the cello for 9 years. And something I like about music is that you can use it to express yourself. And outside of music and playing the cello, I like to run track.
Hello. I was pleased to be asked to compose a work for string quartet based on an African folk tale. Africa is a large continent of many cultures, each with its tradition of stories passed down through generations, each having a moral lesson that reflects the values of their particular culture. To narrow my search, I chose the Yoruba culture of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The folktale I chose was Ijaba and Ibin, or the tortoise and the snail.
In Yoruba land, there is a very old, well-known folk tale that features the plight of a young but extremely prideful tortoise. The name of the tortoise in Yoruba culture is Ijapa, and around the world in religions, mythology, folklore, Ijapa is a symbol of steadfastness and tranquility. Tortoises are turtles that cannot swim, so they do not live near large bodies of water, but prefer areas close to a desert where it is hot and dry. In this climate, they live long lives and by old age grow to be very large. On land, Ijapa move about very slowly, but are known as smart manipulators who can figure their way out of any sticky situation. In Yoruba land, there is a legend that says the longer you live, the more knowledge you gain, and the wiser you become. So the other animals consider them to be the wisest of all animals. But in Yoruba land, there is also an African proverb that teaches if you're filled with pride, you have no room for wisdom. There's a Yoruba folktale about a tortoise and a snail that goes like this. Many years ago, there was a young tortoise named Ijapa who lived in an area close to a desert lined with towering palm trees. All his life, he had heard the legend of the wise tortoise and wondered if he too was blessed with the gift of wisdom. He thought perhaps the other animals could tell him if he was wise. So he decided to ask the most intelligent animals in the jungle if they thought he was wise, and set off on his journey to explore Yoruba land. He searched the hills and the valleys. He searched the jungles and the fields. Until one day he came upon the lion resting in the shade. Walking right up to him, Ijapa said,
Mr. Canoe, I've been hoping to find you.
The lion lion yawned and looking at the young tortoise replied,
You are quite young, Ijapa. Why have you been searching for me?
I have two questions to ask.
What might they be, little Ijapa?
First, are you the king of the jungle? And second, can you tell me if I'm the wisest in Yoruba land?
Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Why, yes, I am the king of the jungle. And yes, Ijapa, you are the wisest. Now may I go back to sleep?
Yes, Mr. Canoe. And thank you.
That was easy, Ijapa thought, as he walked away to continue his search.
He searched high and low, and after a while he came upon a weed, that owl perched on a tree limb. He walked up close to the tree and said,
I have been hoping to find you, Mr. Owiwi.
The owl, looking down at the young tortoise, replied,
Who? Me?
Yes, you, Mr. Owiwi.
What do you want of me, Ijapa?
I have heard you are very wise, and I would like to ask you a question.
Why, yes, I am wise, Ijapa. So what is your very important question?
I would like to know, Mr. Owiwi, if I am the wisest in Yoruba land.
I will answer yes, Ijapa. Even as young as you are, as everyone knows, Ijapa are the wisest.
Thank you, Mr. Owiwi.
He turned away, beaming with confidence and swelled with pride, and made his way to a path where he continued his search.
he trudged up a long steep hill that took him above the jungle. Among the rocky landscape, he saw a lone tree, and way up at the top of the tree, he saw Mr. Edie, the eagle, sitting on a branch and called up to him.
Hello, Mr. Edie. I have been hoping to find you.
The eagle looked down from his perch at the precocious young tortoise, took a moment, and said,
I watched as you came up the hill, little Ijapa, and wondered why you work so hard. What can I do for you?
I know that you fly high enough in the sky to see the whole jungle, and I have a question to ask of you.
You are correct, little Ijapa. What is your question?
Can you tell me if I'm the wisest in the jungle?
I can tell this is a very important question for you. I will answer it this way. Perhaps in this jungle, little Ijapa, you may be the wisest. But I know of many other jungles, mountains, and valleys around Africa that are home to many other types of different animals than you have here.
He paused to choose his words carefully, not wanting to crush the youngster's spirit, and said,
So I don't know if you're the wisest in the world.
Suddenly, Ijapa stopped smiling and in a sorrowful voice managed to say,
Thank you, Mr. Edie.
Shocked by the eagle's answer and disappointed by the thought he might not be the wisest, he turned to walk down the hill, and with his head hung low, Ijapa wondered, I don't have wings like Mr. Edie, so how will I prove I am the wisest in the world? He thought and thought as he headed home. up with an idea. If I can't travel the whole world to make sure I'm the wisest creature in the whole universe, then I'll search all of Yoruba land and gather all the wisdom for myself. Having no idea how large Yoruba land was, he left his home and set off on his journey. Ijapa traveled around Yoruba land for 2 years, collecting all the wisdom he found. He sealed it in a gourd, which he hung around his neck. When he was finally satisfied that he found all the wisdom, he returned home. Soon, however, he began to worry that someone wanting to be the wisest might want to steal wisdom from his gourd. So he decided to hide the gourd someplace where no one would find it. Being a smart manipulator, he thought it best to select a place where no one would even suspect he could hide it. After pondering the perfect hiding place for a while, it came to him. Aha! I will hide the gourd near the desert, at the top of a very tall palm tree. No one will ever think to look up there. To get to the top, however, was an almost impossible feat for a tortoise. But using all of his wisdom, he devised a plan. To keep from losing his balance, he tied a rope around himself with the gourd hanging from his neck. Then he tied the rope around the tree in such a way that he could haul himself up. However, the gourd was between him and the tree trunk, which made it difficult for him to get a good grip on the tree with his claws. He would make a little progress up the tree and slide right back down. Being very determined, he made many attempts to climb the palm tree. Meanwhile, Mr. Igbin, the snail, was passing by, and seeing Ijapa's struggle, stopped to watch the tortoise. He watched Ijapa inch his way up the trunk, only to slide down the tree yet again. Finally, Igbin called out, "Ijapa, why don't you throw the gourd behind you instead of hanging it in front?" Ijapa was so frustrated, without thinking, he tied the gourd behind him and easily climbed to the top of the tree. As he was about to fasten the gourd onto the tree, he realized in a flash his effort to own all the wisdom of the world had been a failure, and he cried aloud, "I'm not the wisest. I'm not the wisest. Even though I have collected all the wisdom in the world, I'm not the wisest." Sobbing, he looked down at the snail and said, "Mr. Igbin, even though you are much smaller and slower than I, you have proven that you are much wiser than I." In a fit of anger and disgust, he threw the gourd to the ground, where it broke into many pieces, allowing all the wisdom he had collected to escape back into the world. From